What's going on, everybody? This is episode 4. Welcome back, according to Low Elo. Not a lot going on this week. No patch because Riot's on a break. So, um, we were low key kind of out of ideas.
Lightweight, just a little bit, but there were a couple that we had brought up, but we weren't sure exactly. I don't want to say how right we were, but I guess how true or how much in depth we could get about some of these things.
Which we'll say these aren't original ideas. A lot of issues that people talk about, complain about, and I think these are some of the top tier ones. And they mainly have to do with like
Not necessarily
in-game
about the game. Yeah, it's the client. It's
client
not like
gameplay.
champions in the game. Yeah, no gameplay. There you go. Perfect.
So,
So I guess
yeah,
without further ado, we can just fire off the first
let's talk
topic.
the fucking client.
Uh, how
Let
awful it is and how much it sometimes hurts to use.
let me just open up my task manager right now.
Oh yeah, go right ahead. I think I
Eesh.
said at its peak yesterday when I kind of thought about this because my computer was starting to run slow. I looked and I think at the peak I said it was 46% CPU usage,
Right?
which
Yeah, that's insane.
that's insane. And like if you're using Google Chrome, which everyone knows has a high CPU cost more or less, if this is higher and I'm not even actively using the client, there's a problem.
Just looking at mine, I have mine on my screen right now. It's like hovering around 16%, and it spikes up to 20. But I mean, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, they want to know why the client is so slow sometimes, and why? What's going on? Why does it
So I
have?
know, as I say, I know that when I did pull up an article, and it was back from I think March, either February or March. People were talking about back when they had that Ask Riot, that AMA, about the client, and they were saying that there was 116 or something like that plugins on the client, which is why it ran so slow. And they've got it down to 48, but they can't untangle the code. And
Can
they
you briefly explain that? Like plugins, as in if you
so
know.
plugins are gonna be like best way to put it would be like a Flash player or like Adobe Acrobat Reader on your browser,
Okay.
or like even a excuse me, an ad blocker. That's a plugin, like
Okay.
just a little extra thing, which I think is some of these links and
All the shit that they're
excuse me, the
displaying.
bullshit that's on the client, with the music and this and that, and like it's just there's too much going on, and it ends up pulling so much from the usage of a computer that it's so slow. And it actually, and I haven't tested this, but I've been wanting to test putting the client in low power mode where it's
Oh,
not on while you're playing and then it has to start back up. And I have
ooh.
a feeling that's probably runs smoother because I feel like that's what it does anyways.
But it's weird. Like we have decently high end computers. Why should we have to run it on low spec? That's
Why do
just
I need a decently high end computer to play League?
that too. That's like, what the fuck? Like we spend these thousands of dollars to play a free to play game. Nice.
But I will say they did mention, and I think they kind of shoot it away, but they did not completely say it's out of the realm of possibilities of just building a whole new client to begin with, just starting over and building an entirely new client.
Bring back the
But
legacy client, dude. That thing was great.
that thing was okay.
I think it was better than
And
this.
when they first switched the client over in 2016, it wasn't bad. They had more plugins, but they weren't doing as much.
Um,
I don't know, but the CPU usage I think is just
it's pretty
it's off the
nuts.
chart. There's nothing else that takes that much, and I mean, look at games like Warzone, or shoot, even look at other Riot games like Valorant or even Wild Rift that has its menu system in the game, and there's no problems. It's smooth. Like, why don't you just do that? Make it a full screen game, put the menu system in there, and get rid of the client altogether. I don't know.
Oh, get rid of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you don't need a.
I
I
know.
mean, realistically, you don't need a client like a launcher for it. You
That's true.
just give me the game. Valorant told you don't need that.
It's true.
Uh, even Legends of Runeterra, it's all inside the game. You don't need a client.
Yeah, it's maybe it's just the whole client is just outdated. Like the whole like
The idea of it, and
yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Um
furthermore, look at putting TFT in its own
that.
category, its own thing. You've done it with Wild Rift, which is on a mobile platform, might I add, and it's not sucking up mobile power like that. You've done it with Valorant. You've done it with Legends of
Could
Runeterra.
you imagine if Valorant and Legends of Runeterra were just different tabs in this thing?
Oh my god,
I never
I
thought
shit a
about
brick.
that. I mean, I don't
I'm
think there'd be any room for it at the top, but like I feel like that with CPU that's at 16% would shoot up to like 100 just usage, just like. But I mean, as far as TFT, this is coming from someone that doesn't really play TFT that much, and I know a lot of people complain about this. I don't want to see these fucking missions just pop up every fucking time I log in. It's very like not a big deal. I know people will say that, but it's just annoying. And it's like,
extremely.
why can't we just then and then they're just I'm at a loss for words. I just
It's
don't want
just
it. It's too
yeah.
much.
I mean, I will say the missions thing. You can actually just choose to select your missions on the side, and there is like a TFT option. But like at that point, why not just get rid of that? Like
I
just
wonder
just
how much
put it
work
in
it
its
would
own thing.
be to make a new client or just a separate thing for it.
It's a good question. It's
I
a very
mean,
good question.
I feel like
I
it's
mean,
the I feel like TF obviously the TFT like the mechanics of running the game are less than League. So would it even be I guess at that point would it be worth to make a new client for it? That's probably why they haven't done it because it's not like it's obviously not like god, I don't know how to explain this. Like look at Valorant how like in depth and like detailed that game is and then TFT is just a fucking like a you go ahead, I can't talk.
I don't know. I mean, okay. Here's a thought. How about it's gonna sound like the Patrick meme, the Patrick Star meme.
we
How about you take the league game, you leave the client behind, you take it from here and you put it over there, and just make the client with TFT, and then you don't have to dismantle the client, and you can use it for TFT. And people that play TFT aren't going to complain as much because they don't care. There's no post game lobby in TFT. Like none of that stuff exists. So
which is
use the client
another
for something else. Use it
big
for
reason
TFT. Just
the
make
game
a new one.
it's the fucking ending of the games just is another reason like the
Oh,
client can't
it's
even
so
fucking
awful.
I can't remember the last time I actually waited till the Nexus exploded and then hit continue or whatever.
That
I
happens pretty
always
often.
alt F4 because if I don't, there's like a 75% chance that my client is just gonna say it's just gonna freeze and say what does it say
Keep
like
waiting for
either
stats.
skip waiting for stats or like
Or
game in conclusion or concluding or something like I can't remember what it says.
the one I see a lot is reconnect if I alt F4, so I don't always do it.
That's
Because
true.
then it sits there trying to say reconnect for a minute. I'm like, I might as well just have clicked skip waiting for stats and moved on with my life.
Well, like if I know the for sure the game is ending, that's why I wait to do it when the animation of the Nexus exploding is going off. Because
Yeah.
if I just wait, it's gonna be worse.
Even when I do that though, sometimes it I don't know. Weird.
Moral of the story: I shouldn't have to fucking do that. No
Yes.
one should have to do that. That's just so weird.
Right.
Um,
Right.
okay, so we'll move on from there. Those are like I feel like the two big ones we're thinking of
Those
just
are
for performance.
yeah. Yeah. Just overall
I
computer
you know
performance,
what
absolutely.
I didn't even check to see. I wonder if the like in-game run CPU usage is lower than the client.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
I bet it's lower.
You're probably right. You're probably right. I didn't even think about that at
I
all.
know I didn't check that. We'll have to do that another time, but I have a
Um,
fucking feeling that it's doesn't run as high when the game's playing.
probably.
Anyways,
Probably.
so one of the other things we are thinking of, and again, a lot of people have mentioned this prior, is skin previews in the shop. If I want to go buy a skin, can't I see like a little clip? It's similar to how the champion abilities, which we'll get into in a second, how they have like an animation. Can't I just get like a turnaround of the skin?
Yeah. that'd be nice, right? Like, well, I can see if you don't want me to have like a full on 1080 view of the skin,
Or
but
just
like
give
give
me
me
like
like a
an idle,
360 and I can just like look around, yeah,
idle, the
and
champion
like
idling, and
yeah, or
again,
yeah, you just give me a picture of the front and the back and call it a day. Why do I have to go to your
skin
patch notes website
or go to
to
skin
pull that up,
spotlights. I have to open
or
up,
skin
go to
spotlights to see
YouTube,
how they move? Yeah,
which
yeah,
isn't again not that big of a deal, but
minor.
like maybe the few things we're about to talk about are like focused on newer players. Like
Well,
new player wants to come in and they want to get a
so here's a
skin.
thought: is would that bog down the client's usability?
Yeah, you're right. It would. The client wouldn't know what
Maybe
to
that's not
do.
a good idea. Maybe we just solve our own question with the fact that the client just sucks anyways. Maybe
Can't
that's not a
handle
good
it.
idea. Yeah,
It would just be
I
nice. I
just
guess
thought
it's
about that.
like a luxury thing. Like
It
maybe
would be a quality life.
I want to get Sentinel Graves, and I
Yeah,
just want to see what it looks like because the splash art because the problem is there's skins splash arts that look amazing, and then they look like dog shit in game. They
the
don't
actual in
match up.
games
There's
can look like duty.
different colors. I know there was champions where their hairs look their hair looks different, which is why are they being so inconsistent with that? Come on. I feel like
Yeah,
Riot's like art department is like crushing it on these splash arts. And then when they fucking give them to the gameplay team to like actually put it into the game, just
yeah,
takes a dump, disrespectful
yeah,
dump.
for sure, for sure.
Okay, so now we moving on.
Sticking with previews,
Yes.
the weird. I don't even know what you would call it. It's just it's like they forgot. But the champion ability previews with old versions of champions in there.
Yeah. What's up
Like
with that, man?
Shaco on the ulti having old Aurelia. Like, why would you
We going through
forget?
these. Yeah,
Like, wouldn't you go through? Shouldn't you have a list somewhere of all things where this asset exists, and then you should be able to go in and replace the asset with a new asset? I just find it unbelievably strange that you have a new Aurelia and like everywhere else she's been replaced, but that
yeah,
particular one
that's the
got
weird
forgotten about.
thing. Like she's in other ones, the new Aurelia, but you think they would go through this?
Yeah, like I said, you should have a list of your assets and where they exist. And I understand it's a big list. That's why you have devs for this kind of stuff.
Yeah, you got to
There's a
keep in mind
multiple. Yeah.
we're kind of digging on this one.
Oh, we're definitely a nitpick.
Yeah,
Just a nitpick.
it's just like again, if I'm a new player, I'm like, okay, Shaco. Oh, his R. Okay, what's this champion? And then you never see this champion. You know, like who is
Yeah.
that?
Like
You don't.
who is that?
Yeah, Shaco. I think. Let's see. Let me go back onto Zillion. Zillion had old
The
Volibear,
old volley.
which like, come on, what is that?
Classic. And then you got Trindamere, who's got the old
Old
Aatrox.
dude.
And then yeah, I
Just,
mean, I like the old
I
Aatrox
do.
sword. I think it
Hold
looks
on.
cool. He's got a because that was like an updated but old Aatrox, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think he was updated to like fit in, but then that champion still didn't work, and then they tried to update him again, and the champion still didn't work, and then they actually made the champion good.
Yeah, it's like I'm just looking at this. I miss it. God damn it, I miss old Aatrox. He looks so
Mm,
sick. He looks so
I
sick.
thought he looked cool when they brought him back though. I think he still looks cool.
I just think it was. Oh yeah, his new one is great. I just think the problem with the old one, it was just he was very like one dimensional. Like
Yes.
I'm gonna jump up, dive in, and just my ulti's just gonna give me a damage buff, which I guess
Yep.
is what his new one. Whatever, you know what I mean. And then the last
Yeah,
one,
he plays a little bit more like Riven now, but that's a different discussion for a different episode.
the last one
Um,
was Talon. This one's probably the not as bad one. It's just the
Old
outdated
Ezreal.
model.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ezreal has more of a feminine figure now, and so when I looked at it, I was like, wait, is this? I think this is old Ezreal. Is this old Ezreal? Like the
he
colors seemed washed out, but I'm like, he kind of still looks the same for the most part. And then I went to like just new Ezreal's skill um, preview, and I was like, oh my god, he is so small. He is so skinny and like lanky, and he kind of reminds me, and you're gonna laugh, of Tony Hawk. Like his
Wait,
really long, thin
explain.
legs, just lanky. Like he just looks like he's all gangly. I don't know.
Does he look like he's about to land a 900?
I mean, he could.
Probably.
He'd ask you if you're not intrigued.
If I'm looking at it, like I'm looking at it right now, he like just looks like a World of Warcraft NPC. I'm about to get a quest from.
I want you to go look at a picture of Tony Hawk and look at that Ezreal, and tell me that their legs aren't the same length.
Oh my god. Okay.
And you're gonna laugh. I mean, other than that, nothing alike, no similarity. But just whenever I think of someone who's like tall and ridiculously skinny for no reason, I think of Tony Hawk.
Trying to find.
Let me just Google you a picture real fast.
I know. I'm just looking up a picture of Tony Hawk. Sorry, this is very important right now that we need to look up this picture of Tony Hawk. Because it better be like I'm looking at old Ezreal.
Yeah, I just found one, and I'm gonna send it to you, and you're gonna be like, "What?"
Oh my god.
Like, I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty similar. Like, look how long dude's arms are.
You couldn't have sent me a smaller fucking photo.
Whatever. You get the point. You get the picture.
Yep,
He's got long legs.
That's
the guy
Ezreal.
probably, yeah, basically.
I can't tell the difference. Wow.
See?
Glad we spent 3 fucking minutes. Okay. Enough. Okay.
But
So-
yeah, I mean,
It's
just
weird.
Riot,
It's just
pay attention. Just pay attention. That's
yeah.
all.
That's just some that big and that raises the question of what other things
Yeah,
have
your
they not
attention to detail's
changed?
garbage. So that, yeah, exactly.
There's probably things
And-
obviously we haven't even seen, but
I do always recall seeing in patch notes that there's like really weird bugs that have been there for a long time sometimes, and you're right, it begs the question, what else did you forget?
I just remember I don't know if that new bug still happens where he just randomly appears. Is that what it is? Or you see a snowball and then he randomly appears? Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
If you're I believe if you were channeling his snowball like the W out of Fog of War, you would like be able to see the snowball in Fog of War if he was on the enemy team, and then all of a sudden he would just hit you like he was invisible. And they were trying to fix that for the longest fucking time. Just
That's pretty
weird.
broken.
weird-
It must have been fixed because I don't recall that at all.
The other thing, again, this is not that important because we're talking about other things. Is the Zach E from Out of Fog of War where he like
Oh,
runs across
God,
the
where he
screen?
runs, yeah.
Is that
That's kind of tilting.
I
That
feel
might
like-
be intentional because it's kind of
That's
tilting.
what I'm saying. I think they addressed like they're not gonna fix that. I'm like, come on, why is he just
Yeah.
scooting across the screen like he's fucking running a
Scooting on
100-meter
scooter
dash?
patty doo-doo.
I don't know. Okay. All right, back to more important stuff here. I guess what was while we're talking about the client, bring back high elo spectates. That was
Oh, yeah,
sick
yeah,
as
yeah.
fuck. But again,
That was really cool.
That
High
would
elo
it
spectates.
would probably
yeah.
destroy this client having that on the front page. But because I mean, it's like
right.
I have a handful of streamers I watch, and maybe they're not streaming all the time. And I think were they only diamond? I can't. Were they like diamond and above, or were they just strictly
you
like?
know what, I don't remember. Just so long ago.
They were probably master tier and challenger.
And I really didn't know much about the game as it was.
Yeah, but it was so
So-
sick.
It was rather cool. It was kind of weird though because you're literally just spectating, so there is no commentary. Like if it's a streamer, don't really get that commentary. There is no commentary, but it's also just like something you can put on and like watch how someone plays the lane
Plus, you can
without listening to their extra special bullshit or whatever.
and you can
going
control the
on and on
video.
about.
Like you can pause it, you can rewind it, you can
Yep.
toggle vision on both sides.
Yep.
Like that was like why? I feel like when they redid the client, maybe they had a whole like list of things like, oh, we're getting rid of this because, and we're just stupid because we're too lazy to look up all that shit, and we just rather use this as content and complain about it.
I mean, that is possible. That is definitely possible.
But then again, maybe they didn't because they still have old character models and ability previews.
Yeah.
The world may never
they just
know.
Don't. Yeah. Who knows?
But no,
Was he
like
farting in each other's faces?
Jesus Christ. No, but like I remember when we first started the game way back when, and we'd see that, and I would click on that every once in a while just to sit there and like watch. I didn't know what the fuck was going on,
Right.
but I was like, wow, these people are really good at the game, I guess. And I don't know I feel like I remember seeing just a lot of pros, mainly pros. I don't know how
Yeah,
much.
I think it was. I'm trying to think back, and I cannot recall for the life of me um, who I would recall seeing on there. And I think some of them are just like were non uh, professionals or non streamers, just
No,
people that
that's
like
sick as
playing the game
fuck
that were high
though.
elo.
That's like
Yeah,
also I feel like that's also if they had it like in this day and age, because I know a lot of high elo people probably stream, but they don't have large followings. So like imagine that if that was like if they could include that to like share or like promote small time streamers. Like, oh hey, look at this guy's challenger. He has like one view, or like I'm sure you could probably figure out what the guy's Twitch is or what girl's
I
Twitch
mean, most
is
likely, yeah.
based on their summoner name. That'd be sick.
Still,
That's a sick idea. It's never gonna happen, but it's cool, I guess.
but a man can dream, can't he?
Yeah. Okay. So into the probably the biggest issue is reporting. It just
Uh,
people in general, and I'm trying to reconnect apparently.
so the report system, and I will say I have had over the last 6 months, maybe to a year, I have had a couple positive experiences using the Riot Games or the League of Legends website to report somebody if something's especially egregious. Because there have been times like, oh yeah, I can go into the game and report somebody for saying something that's not racist, for saying something like, oh, kill yourself or whatever, or something along the lines of the fact that you're insinuating that I should go commit suicide, but you haven't said it in as many words, or you said it in different words, or you tried to dance around it. But we're sitting here, you and I know what you're trying to say, you know. And I have had a positive experience of seeing that they are actively working on stuff like that. What I haven't had a positive experience on is the hostage holding in lobbies, the hostage holding in game that they do nothing about. And it really feels like unless you tell someone to kill themselves or make a racist or homophobic or hateful type comment like that, they're not going to do anything about it. And that's really, in my eyes, a mess. Well,
It's it's tough because you always have the argument, at least for in game. I'll get to post game lobby in a second, but or I guess in champ select, you can mute them, and I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, just mute them. They're just words, whatever." I just don't want to see that, dude. Like that just gives me the idea that this person is gonna. They say one thing,
they're already tilted.
and that's yeah, exactly. Like you don't.
Game hasn't started yet, and they're already tilted.
They're they're way off the deep end. Like
Yeah,
like they or they'll like start talking to themselves too, or they'll just
that's a weird one. Yeah,
or they'll ban a champion you're hovering and what it just again it's hostage holding. And I know there was a thread on we were talking about the thread on the
yeah, the
subreddit
thread
and
today, and I don't understand how people were so against someone saying I've had to dodge 2 games in a row. Now I gotta wait 20 minutes to play the game. It's like,
I
yeah,
think it
I
was
didn't fire up my game
yeah,
to sit here and wait in an extra long 20-minute queue or wait to get in queue or whatever because someone decided they were going to be a jerk and I decided I didn't want to play with it because wasn't going to put up with it and dodge and now I have to take the penalty. Like
yeah,
that's
someone
not cool.
someone decided literally to hit play, choose rank solo queue, pick their fucking roles, get into champion select, start spewing racist shit like and then I have to dodge because they're not gonna dodge. That's their whole
Yeah, and I don't
game.
want to play with this
They
person.
don't.
It's like, yeah, that's
They
exactly it. Is they're
already.
holding me hostage because they know, oh, I'm not going to dodge, and I don't care if I lose. You're
Yeah,
not going
they're
to ban me for running it down because guess what they don't do? Ban people for running it down. So
because those people are already so committed to like they're literally like, oh
ruining
I
other
don't
people's
care
days.
I don't care
Yeah,
if I win like it doesn't matter to me. That's like they're set on that.
and
And
I get it. You
again,
can't win every game, but it always feels like extra unfair to lose to something like that that's really out of your control. Like, yeah, okay, maybe you could have played better. Maybe you just got outplayed. Maybe the other people are just better, and that happens. And I get it, and that's fine. As frustrating as that may be in game, because it sucks, because everyone, I think everyone wants to be the does everyone want to be the best? No, but does everyone want to be like the best version of themselves? Sure. I think that's a fair way to put it. And like when you lose to someone who's just better than you, it's like, man, that kind of feels bad. But oh well. But like when you lose because your teammate is being a general asshole, uh, that's like extra frustrating. Like just like doubly, if not triply frustrating.
There's been times where I've been in game. First of all, I mainly play with my chat off. It's very very rare that I unmute, but I just have it perma disabled because like our like the title of this podcast, Low Elo, people don't say anything useful in chat 90% of the time.
Yep.
And most of the time it's either you get flamed for something you couldn't help, like if you die and it's not your fault, you'll get harassed, you'll get shit talked to, which is okay. Shit talking is fine, that's fine. But like when you go too far to like, tell someone to end their life or to say some racist, homophobic stuff, which is 100% not cool. God, we haven't even got into like typing versus like in-game actions.
Oh yeah.
That's just a whole nother issue broken. And
I think typing is the number one.
well, because it's the easiest
cause. It's the easiest.
They're
it's portable,
auto.
You can prove it. I'll say I've been banned for toxicity before, and I felt like I was being pushed around. This was before Flex Q. So I was just playing normals, trying to practice a new champion, and I remember I was like being bullied by 4 people on my team, and I was the only one who was not in the party, and legit like just bullying. I pushed me to the point, and I said something I shouldn't have said, and I took my 2-week ban. And at first, I was like, "This is stupid. This is a load of barnacles," because these people pushed me into that, But at the end of the day, it doesn't excuse what I did, and I know that it was wrong. So I took my 2-week ban, played Diablo instead. Contemplated coming back to this game even at all. And then here we are, like 5-6 years later.
I'm glad you did.
But
I mean, yeah, it
feels like, especially when it feels like you haven't done anything. Like, okay, maybe you're playing a new champion and like you haven't done anything wrong except you're just not good because, oh yeah, check that out, you're playing a new champion. And even you could tell people that ahead of time, and they're still gonna be douchebags.
There's
like,
no
I don't
logic.
understand.
They don't.
No, there's not.
People
There's
don't
not
think they.
and it's such a tribal behavior for this game. That's like, if you're not good or any semblance of half decent, you're gonna get shit talked and you're gonna be berated. And if you are good and you make a mistake, you're gonna be berated and shit talked and like blamed. It's like, why, guys? It's a team game, and we spend the whole time here blaming each other instead of being like, dude, you tried, This game takes risks sometimes to play well, and especially in low elo, you're not you don't belong in low elo if you know exactly when and when not to take those risks.
But if you are in low elo and you don't think you belong there, you definitely belong there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, if you're in low elo and you're not like a challenger smurf or whatever, which by the way, get the fuck out of here. And you're not a challenger smurf, you're like, yeah, dude, I'm a platinum player, but I'm here in silver. It's like,
you're silver.
You're a silver player.
You're a silver player. But yeah, so like when it comes down to it, people are gonna say, "Oh, you could just mute people." I'm like, okay, that's fine. I still don't want to see that because I would have to see something to mute it. And once I see that, I'm like, oh, cool, man. Like this guy's just deciding to be that guy and just ruin everything. There are rare times where people are like are assholes, but they actually play. And that is very rare, but it happens. But most of the time,
I could deal with that though.
Yeah.
I could deal with that. It's like they play and they put
just
their effort. There's
fucking
continuing
play
to put in some effort.
But
it's the famous line, "I'm done." It's like, yeah, okay, if you're done, just leave the game then, dude. I don't know why you're here. I do know why you're here. You don't want to get banned for leaving the game, but like realistically, why are you here?
It's like, yeah, it just loop back to pregame or the champ select, because that was the main issue. Is
Oh
that
yeah.
reporting is
That
just
report does absolutely. I mean, the post game doesn't really do much, but the pre-game does absolutely nothing. I think it's been one time where it's remade a lobby.
wait.
That's
Has that
because
happened?
that has happened to me.
It says, does it tell you that you remade it because of the person?
I think it says a player has left, but like it was one of those ones where everyone's like, "Oh, I'm reporting this guy for saying something like either racist or homophobic or something like that."
Wow,
It was like something that was so blatantly obvious that the fucking filter picked it up. The second
interesting.
three people reported him. I
I've
think I was playing with Steven.
I never.
And yeah, it's happened one time. That's when they first released it. Since then, you can't you can't do anything.
I think it's I think it was just put there to like make people feel good. They're like, oh, I can report this person. I feel
I
good
will
now.
say I do get the feeling that they are actively trying to figure something out.
For sure.
That's why they put it there. Say, look, does this work? Are there enough pre-game reports for us to even consider trying to build something? Because obviously you're gonna do some sort of cost-based analysis, right? Like the cost of not doing that could be we lose players. Um, so sure, is it worth building it, or is the amount of players we might lose not worth me spending the money?
Moral of the story, because we don't. We could go on this topic for hours because we got nothing to do but complain about piece of shit ruining the game.
About jerks, and I think I will say the fair thing is I think every single person who's played this game at one point in time has been so fed up, whether it's due to in-game stuff or out-of-game stuff, that you become that person once. Does everybody deserve to be reported for it? No, but like there are consistent offenders. You can usually look at their match history and see, like, oh yeah, this guy is a normal offender for this. But yeah, moral of the story is don't be a douche. Just be
Yes,
nice, man.
just like Michael Jordan. Stop. Get some help.
You
Just
be like casual. Buy someone a new PC, make their day. But like,
bruh.
don't actually do that because
That's very bad.
people are
Like
really weird. When you try to be nice to people that are being angry, they they get even more angry. So best thing to do is just mute and try to move on, and then just report them at the end of the game, and hopefully enough people on your team will do that, and hopefully people on the enemy team will do that as well.
just yeah, man. If you got some issues, just don't type it.
Yeah,
Just play the fucking game, okay?
just yell at your computer screen.
Oh my god.
It's actually more cathartic than typing it out and telling people because now you're just ruining other people's days.
I'll say if you actually like yell it out yourself, you're gonna fucking realize how stupid it is,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna be like, oh, wow,
Wait, what am I complaining
what am
about?
I doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Yell it
So
out so someone else in your house can hear it, and then when they turn around, lucky you'd be like, "Yeah, that was
dumbass.
dumb. That was dumb." Yeah.
Oh, that was okay.
Maybe that's a way to curb that. Encourage people yelling at their computer screen because guess what people aren't going to do is yell at their computer screen for fear of sounding like an idiot, and maybe they'll just shut up.
Um, wow, that when we started this, our idea was to talk about the client being the biggest issue, but it just turned into a.
I mean, this is part of the client.
I know, but this is like more of the player base. Just yeah,
Well,
it's
I think it's because it feels like the client, or it feels like nothing happens to these people, and so sure it is part of the client, like on a pure technicality. Um, but yeah, it is probably what the player base realistically, and that's just what's grown over the years, and that's from watching people like, and I don't like to say it, but watch people like Double Lift who
no, it's
puts on an act. He definitely like
it's a
I
majority of those people.
I legitimately do not believe that Double Lift would just walk around just shitting on people on a regular basis. I do believe he would do that with his friends, and I do believe it would all be in jest and part of a joke. But I do not truly believe that he would sit here in front of his computer in a non entertainment mode and just shit talk everything around him because I think that's just not healthy behavior.
No, I
Like
mean
people just can't live like that.
it's like I love Trick 2G, but that dude is he's toxic too.
Yeah.
Tyler Tyler
I
one.
think that's T1 absolutely.
I've
And I
met him in person, and he was insanely nice. Like he was
yeah, I was gonna
so
say I feel
chill.
like he's actually legitimately really
He's
chill,
so
but his
chill.
persona is what makes him money, and so he's gonna lean into his persona. Like
And
Trick and
I
Double Lift,
think we're
same
going
thing.
down a rabbit hole now because we're just gonna keep going lower. And I
Yeah,
think people get the point. I think the Champ Select report is just there to make you feel good. It's not gonna do anything, but it's gonna make you feel like it's doing something. And then post game, the only way people are gonna get a strike or like a report,
man.
a ban of some sort is if you type in game. Doesn't matter if you type it, and it's only if it's racist or homophobic stuff, or telling you to,
Yep.
end
Yep.
end
To
your
kill
life.
yourself. Yep.
Whew, I feel better. Not really. Okay. And then the last thing, and this we're kind of getting to the point where like, what the fuck else can we talk about? What else can we bitch about? And creep block and pathing, I think is just this is like we weren't really gonna get into gameplay aspect of this discussion, but this is probably this is game has to do with gameplay. Um, why is creep
Yeah.
block in the game?
I forgot you had a real hard boner about getting rid of creep block. It hard to say. It doesn't totally bother me. It's more the pathing that sometimes when you're clicking around stuff, you're like, why am I going that way? That's annoying. You're like, if I just clicked here around the wall, it would be better. But if I long click somewhere else to just have my character run, so I don't have to click the mouse button 69 times, um, why is it not taking the shortest route?
Yeah, I'll be clicking up, and my character will be going down.
Or
Um,
left?
how crazy would it be? I don't know if you knew this, but in Dota, you can deny your own creeps. You can
Yeah,
kill your own creeps. How insane would that? I don't know how good that would be for this game. I don't think it would be that good, but that'd be
I
a
don't think it would be that good
weird.
because it's just like a whole new level of wave management, which is fine and dandy, but I don't think this game lends itself to killing your own creeps as an advantage. But you can certainly manage your own wave by using creep block to your advantage and slowing creeps down, and allowing yourself to build a bigger wave, or allowing yourself to play closer to your tower against someone who's actively trying not to push your lane in.
And then they get
So
creep
you can,
blocked.
yeah. Well, I mean, it does have its place in strategy, but I think that's only because of the fact that it exists. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
don't think that was intentional. But I do think it's important that two units don't occupy the same space. I do think that's important. I do think that having an item that gives you ghosting like that um, allows you to occupy that same space.
Like I think pathing is just the bigger issue,
Yeah,
and I feel like it doesn't give you the best. If you're like caught in the middle of three creeps and getting gangbanged by them, I
good luck.
I don't think it's whenever I'm clicking to try to get the fuck out, it's not giving me the best possible path. It
Yeah,
doesn't feel like that. Maybe it is. I'm just stupid, but it's like,
possible.
oh my god, dude, I'm just getting like I had really bad creep block the other week. I should have recorded. I should just record every time that happens or just go back and watch the replay cuz it's so tilting. I'm like, "Oh, I'm chasing after this dude," and then my creeps are like, "Nah, bruh. You're going to stay right here against this wall and you're going to be clicking towards the
Thank
champion."
you. Thank you. Next.
Man. Um that's pretty much it. It is
Yeah, I don't think I have
when
any other
yeah,
real
so
big nitpick. Oh,
but
I do have one big nitpick, and I didn't prep this,
oh boy.
but I will tell you that I don't understand why every month has to have its own in-game event. Maybe not as big as the current Sentinels event, but like, why do you have to have a pass every month?
I got to make that money, dude.
I know,
That's
but it's just like so annoying. I don't know. It's kind of frustrating. Like, I don't. This is a free to play game. Stop
it's
trying to get me to spend money because I'm going to do it. And that's my own problem, sure. But like, also, do we really need to have it? Like, we have professional league in what is it, like 12 different? Well, there's like 6 big
League.
regions,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
But like, I mean, realistically, there's plenty of that. Like, this should be stuff that you save for when there's not much going on. Um, so that way you're getting people to watch your product. But
I
I don't
think
know. I
it's
just feel
just
like I'm over the event thing. I thought it was cool when it would happen every like maybe every quarter, every 3 months. Like, oh, cool. There's a pass with some tokens. Let's do it. That'd be fun. But I feel like once a month is too much. I don't need to spend $20 on this game once a month.
I think it was just this event in general just felt so, and I'm not even gonna get into complaining about like the actual story. I felt like it was so hard to get coins.
Oh, at the very beginning.
Yeah, like I just it I don't know if they changed how many you get per win and loss if you have the event. It just felt like it was taking forever. Um
Yeah.
but as far as I think it's just cuz they're making so many skins now, and that's they always release those like dev videos that are like, "Oh, we're committed to making 300 skins this year, blah blah blah." It makes sense if they have an event they can like group. They're like, "Oh, we're going to batch out, we're going to throw out 10 skins for this event, and why not make an event?" And people, because again, people are going to do it. They're going to do it.
You'll buy it. Whatever. Fuck you.
Yeah, I'm going to buy it.
Yeah, but it's just like I don't know. That's a little pet peeve. It's just a business model pet peeve of mine. But I mean I get it. They got to make money. But like I don't know, man. You don't have to have an event every time. Just come up with something fresh.
All right.
Oh, I think that's all I got.
Yeah. I'm I'll have to check back. Maybe the next one we'll have to see if PBE got updated, if there's any new after. Well, it's probably not gonna be until Monday if they're off the entire week. And
Oh yeah, they're
I
all
wonder
yeah. There won't be many updates from us this week because there's just nothing to
I
talk about.
wonder if they're gonna take another week to do tuning and stuff. Like since I took this
Mm,
off, they're gonna like do it one more week to make up for this week. I don't know
maybe.
how many. Otherwise, they'd have what, 3 days? Monday, Tuesday, depending when the patch comes out. Wednesday, Thursday. Um, yeah, I don't. Maybe. Well, I guess we'll just have to see. And
Yeah.
I miss it. I wanted to go over the Sona changes, but I don't think it was. There's not that much to talk about, and I think it'd be much easier to just go over
Do the whole
when the
do the whole
patch
thing,
notes come out with her
the whole
actual.
rundown.
Yeah. So that'll be coming up. That's probably, hopefully, fingers crossed, next week.
I hope so.
It sounds fun. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it. That was fun. Go ahead and we're on Spotify. Go ahead and search according to Low Elo.
On
We
YouTube.
also
Make sure when you search it, you use quotes. If you just search it, it's kind of hard to find because we don't have enough
yeah,
listeners yet. So make sure, especially if you're on YouTube, search under quotes according to Low Elo. Otherwise, you'll get
I'll bring it
so
up.
many other things.
Bring it up the
Um,
channel right now, just
yeah,
to show it on screen here.
you'll get so many other things if you don't search it that way. Spotify, use the quotes. It's just it'll narrow down your search. Find us on Anchor. Yeah,
It's good. Yeah, go ahead and follow.
like,
Tweet.
subscribe,
Yeah,
comments. Oh, here's a good one. If you have any nitpicks that maybe we didn't
yeah,
mention, or even if it's bigger than a nitpick, you have like a real issue with it,
yeah. Leave a comment. Just
drop
tell
that one
us.
down. I actually would be curious to know what other people think. That's not in a Reddit setting where people are just going to shit on your idea.
Yeah, man.
So I think that would be awesome. Just a cool little piece to add, and I want to hear from you guys, especially our viewer in Poland.
Oh yeah, we didn't even go over that. That next time, for sure. Next time.
Yeah,
We'll
we
read
want to respond to your comments on
champions.
the cast on the cast. We want to respond to your comments on the cast, not necessarily in the comment section because there's not enough of you commenting,
Right.
so we can actually talk about it.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not enough yet. There.
But
yeah, man.
once it starts growing, we could even have a whole episode on just comment response.
But yeah, just reach out to us. I'm posting, or I'm putting our Twitter links on the YouTube video on the Anchor. And yeah, man, go ahead and follow us on Spotify on podcasts, and I gotta go make dinner, so I'll catch you guys next
Same.
time.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Later.